welcome back to my channel, Paz on Tour. If you're new, welcome, and if you're not, then welcome back. If you don't know what this channel is about, it's about me, Paz, and my journey across the UAE and other places, I guess. I've been gone for a minute, about 2 months, and I guess it's just the lack of motivation and the change, and that's exactly what this video is about. Not why I've been gone, but the change. If you have been on my channel before, you will know that I'm a teacher in the UAE, specifically Abu Dhabi. I'm teaching KG, and it has been an experience, I guess. It's been good, bad, it's been exciting, it's been fun, it's been great. But you know, last year we was in a pandemic and we was working from home for over a year, and now we're back in school. I know some of you can resonate with that, being in the office, then being at home for a year, then having to go back into work. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're here, and I'm here to tell you about my journey. So if you do want to teach in the UAE, or you've been thinking about relocating, then this video is for you. So I'm going to talk about where I am right now in this teaching role. For those of you who want to come out and relocate, this video is going to be a really good insight into how it is here. I'm just going to touch a bit upon my experience personally. I know everybody has a different experience out there, but this is just mine, so yeah. I've been here for about 2 years now. It's going to be 2 years in January. That's a long time. When I first got here, I was training for 2 months, and then I got put into school for 3 weeks. So I've never taught before. I was on a graduate scheme. Well, I still am on a graduate scheme. And I didn't have any experience from back home whatsoever in the classroom. So we just got put out there after 2 months into different schools. If you watched some of my videos before, I've touched upon a little bit about my experience getting the job and things like that. And in this teacher series, I am going to go back to that as well. So this first video is all about just teaching in the UAE as a whole, and then my next videos are going to be about how to get the job, if to go public or private, and things like that. So can I just say this? Sorry about my speech. Yesterday, I don't know why I decided to do this video today, but yesterday I just got a brace on my bottom teeth and Invisalign, and I'm really trying to find, I forgot how to talk, and it really hurts, so just bear with me. So, where have I been? 2 years I've worked in the KG school, in kindergarten that is, with 4 to 5 year olds. It's quite a big school to be KG. Now I was in there for 3 weeks when I started out on this graduate scheme before the pandemic hit, and then it all went online. As you know, teachers back home in the UK and teachers everywhere, everybody went online. Now at first this was a little bit daunting, being a new teacher, having to go online. You know what it was like, interacting with the kids, finding ways for them to keep engaged, for me to be engaged as well. Working from home, as you probably know, back home, it was a whole different experience. You had to create structure for yourself, things like that, which I really struggled with. But then I started living life. You could go out any day of the week, you could eat out, you could do what you needed to do. I was working my hours, and then I'd just go off and live my life, get my nails done, get my hair done. Every day was just like a normal day. It was like, you weren't even working, you didn't even have to go to the office. I could eat anytime. So that was for a year, over a year and a bit, a year and a half. So I was kind of put in this false reality a bit. The teaching was fairly easy, to be honest. It was good, but for the children, obviously it lacked a lot. They were working at home, that was a good experience, and some people found it a bad experience, but personally, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So come September, this September, I had to go back to school after summer, and yeah, it was a lot. This is why it's taken me so long to come back on YouTube, because I didn't even have the brain follicles to tell you about this. Like, I don't know what happened between September and now, but I have been on a journey. Me being a brand new teacher, not having that much experience, I found it very difficult to get back into the school and to settle in. I had a lot of anxieties. It was very, very hard, and it was very daunting going in every day. They were scared of me, the kids, and I was scared of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was 27 kids in each class, so I've got 2 classes, and they're looking at me gone out, and I'm looking at them the exact same way because I do not have a clue. Now, I'm supposed to be teaching classroom management to you, and I'm trying to figure it out myself. Nevertheless, it has gotten easier over the months, and I've come to quite enjoy it again. It's been very challenging. One thing about moving away and working in a different environment is it is very challenging, but when I've been able to overcome certain challenges, it has been quite good. So I'm going to start with telling you about adjusting to the travel, I guess, the commute. So after being at home, work from home, I used to live next to the school, but then I realised that that was very, very boring. It's in a desertous, is that even a word? It's in a remote location. Area with not much things. It's just got one supermarket, and I lived there for a year. If you watched my videos before, you would know, but I just couldn't do it anymore. I really couldn't do it. It was affecting my mental health, and it was just not me. So I did move, and I'm here now in Abu Dhabi, close to the city centre, but that does mean I have to commute to school, which takes me an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. I do this commute with one of my friends and colleagues, and one drives there and one drives back. But boy, listen, I never had to do this drive before, and in September I had to start doing this drive, and it was killing me. I mean, I'm used to it now, but it was a lot. An hour and a half, my back was stinging from here, my back was stinging from here, my back was stinging from here. I had to use most of the salary for massages. But now I'm quite used to the drive. It just comes as second nature. Get up 5:15, get to work 7:30, get home from work 3:10. It's something that it's my choice ultimately. I could live next to the school, or I could live away, and just for my mental health and my happiness, I decided to live a bit further out. So if you are looking to relocate here, that's one of the things that might come as a surprise to you, that not all schools are going to be in the city. If you do not get to choose where you are put, then that might be a factor that you have to think about, and that is something that I'm going to have to do now until I decide to venture into something else. That's something I'm going to have to do, and that's the choice that I ultimately came up with, so I can only blame myself, but it's what I've got to do. And when I do come home, yes, I do have a nap, but I don't feel bad about it. The work, when the sun's still bright and hot, I turn off that aircon and I just sleep. It's great. So I was adjusting to the workload as well. Obviously, being online, you can kind of manage your own time, manage your own workload, and now I found it quite demanding to switch and change to that. I was like, whoa, look at all this work I've got to do now. You know, as it comes with any job, workload. So I don't know if that's a shock to you or not, but after working from home and being in the pandemic, yeah, that did shock me. But again, now after a couple of months, I'm learning to work through it. I'm learning to adjust, and I find it good for me to keep me going. I have to stick to a schedule now, so I guess time management is a good thing. So obviously everybody was at home, teachers and the students. I deal with KG2, so that is like the second grade up, they're like 5 years old. So they missed out on a lot of things. So last year they missed out on a lot of classes, I guess. Everything was shortened down, which was maybe good for us, but not good for the children. So they didn't learn a lot of English. So it was like starting again. When I went to school, I said, hello, how are you? Nobody knew what I was saying. I didn't know what they were saying. They didn't know what I was saying. So that was quite hard. But now as the months have progressed, it's amazing to see the children's development. It is great. That actually puts a smile on my face. Really nice to see them. And they're asking me how I am today. It's lovely. And we can have conversations and the things that they've learned. It's lovely to see that your impact has rubbed off on these children in just a matter of what? 3 months, 3.5 months. So that is amazing. It has been challenging, I'm not gonna lie, but challenges make us stronger. And I've looked in the mirror sometimes when I'm, having a little bit of a bad day, and I said, it's character building, and these life lessons are going to help me later on in life. So I'm very, very thankful for the position I'm in, and talking about it now is actually making me very, grateful for it as well. I'm going to talk about now the pros of working abroad, specifically in the UAE and Abu Dhabi. And that, number one, is the great salary. You do get paid significantly more than you would in the UK. Even though I've still got a shit car, but I'd rather save and get a little car than get a big bad boy. Who's looking at me here? Nobody. Or everybody, whatever, I don't care. Lifestyle, obviously you get to go to these magnificent places, you got brunch, you got pools, you got the weather. There's just the whole lifestyle is better. There's more places to go, there's more things to do. It's like you're on holiday all the time. Obviously it gets really, really hot in the summer, so you can't do a lot then, but everybody just goes home for summer, so then you've got the winter months there where you can really live and enjoy. So is the experience living away, becoming independent. That's been personally for me one of the best things. Living by myself, I'd never done that before, and that has been a great experience, good and bad, I guess, but I'll talk about the cons later on. But yeah, being independent and being able to gain this experience in a different country, specifically in the school, it's completely different to teaching in the UK. As I've been told, I've never taught in the UK, but the school system's completely different. So it's nice to gain a bit of experience from somewhere else, and you can take that back home on your journey or to a different country, wherever you want to take. New life skills. Yeah, I've learned a lot here, to be honest, that I wouldn't have known back home, specifically a new language. Now, I'm not fluent in Arabic, but salam alaikum. And I know a few words. Kef halik? Yeah, how are you? So yeah, I picked up about 5 words in the last 2 years. The kids do laugh at me when I say it to them, but I'm trying, I'm learning. And I've not really made an effort to learn, which is bad, but yeah, overcome challenges and different goals I've had. I've started my YouTube out here. I've been able to learn how to money manage and save at the same time as living life. And of course, this graduate scheme opportunity has been brilliant. I did not do a PGCE. I started out at university, then I had a year out where I worked for a bit, and then after that I came straight here. So I had 1 year at home and I did something completely different. I did sales and events, and then I got sent this job by my university and I applied. I didn't think I was going to get it, but here we are. That in the next part of the series, how to get a job in the UAE, specifically with the links and the different websites I used. But this is just about why you should do it, I guess. The cons, let's get into that. Living alone is a great experience. I've been able to do all the things I wanted to do. I've been able to have my own place, setting it up. It's just a great achievement. Yay, I bought a fridge, but then you have to pay for everything yourself, which if some of my subscribers live on their own, it's quite draining sometimes. And of course, with the living abroad, it does get very, very lonely. Now, I've got an abundance of friends, which I love dearly, but I used to live at home with my family back in England, and it's very different. Like, look, hi, nobody's here but me. You get very, very lonely living abroad without your family. So if you are coming out here by yourself, that's another thing to consider. If you're not moving with your husband or wife or whatever, kids. A lot of my colleagues and people, the teachers have moved out here with their families, and life's completely different. They don't have to come home and cook for themselves. It is hard, and mentally it's very challenging. That is one thing I faced with moving away. This 2 years nearly has been very hard to do it by yourself. Now, my family's always on the other end of the phone and stuff, but sometimes that's not enough, and you'd think you'd get used to it by now, but I mean, I'm used to being away from family now, but still, like, the loneliest, man, it can kill you out here. I'm not even gonna lie. I've asked all my friends and everybody says the same thing. If you're not moving over with your whole family or with a partner, then it's just like, oh, like, it's just a bit long. Not good, but we move. Look forward to things like Christmas when I get to go home, and the summer holidays, we get a lot of time off. So I guess it can be balanced out. Money management, I found that rather difficult as well. To save, at the beginning I was saving quite a lot, and then I stopped. Last year I moved house and it was Christmas, and then I just never got back into the swing of things. But now I'm back on a roll, I'm rocking and rolling. I've got my goal, I've got my dreams and manifestations, and I'm saving so I can hit that mark, so I can be like, yeah man, I did that, you know, I did that. Yeah, the time management, because I commute, I just get so tired. So after the nap, you just don't want to do anything. Yeah, I guess that's my fault, but what was I supposed to do? Just sit there all day in the sand? But now I've got into a little bit of a structure. I go to the gym and that, and then I manage sometimes to actually go out and socialise, but that's something I'm still trying to work on, I guess. I don't know how to, I'm not moving back. Also being challenged in school as well, frequently. That's another thing that's quite hard, but as I say, it gets easier, and as the months of going by in school, it has got a little bit easier for me, and I do feel like I can breathe again, slightly. But yeah, there's always challenges in jobs, and I guess that just comes with the gratitude at the end. If there wasn't challenges, then we'd all just be bored. Strengthening the character, it's character development for a later cause. That's what I'm saying. I'm generally, you know, I do love it, and I do love seeing the difference that I make with the kids and at school, and it's completely different, you know, in a couple of years, more than that, you know, when I have children and stuff, I can tell them I've done something different. And these are the experiences I've had, and I've been able to travel the world with it, because from this place, from the UAE, you could actually get to different countries a lot easier. It's a lot cheaper to get flights, and everything's a different experience. I've met some amazing people out here, and I wouldn't change it for the world, so that's a really good thing about it. That is why I've done it, and yeah, in years to come, I'll look back on this and think, wow, that's been such a great experience. I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have learned that, I wouldn't have had this, I wouldn't know that. So I think that's why people should be inclined, if you're thinking to come and work abroad, specifically in the UAE, this is why you should come out, because it's something that you could never experience before, and you're not going to get that same experience from your own house in the UK. You're not, I'm not going to lie to you, and it's not going to be tax-free, whatever you do. So yeah, come out here and enjoy, and everything is part of a journey. It's been different, but I have enjoyed every minute of it, and it has been challenging, but those challenges you overcome, and it's something to talk about. And this is why we're here, and this is why you're watching. The next video will be about how to get a job in the UAE, how to teach in the UAE, the difference between public and private schools, and then I might even do a little week in the life or a day in the life. So like, as always, comment please, and subscribe, so I can keep providing you with more wonderful videos on an insight into my life teaching in the UAE. And I like to read your comments and stuff, because yeah, it's fun to know that somebody's watching and I'm actually helping people out here. If you're thinking about doing it, do it, because life, everybody must come from their hometown and travel somewhere and do something greater than the unknown, because a couple of years ago I would never have thought I would have been here right now, but look where I am, here right now, talking to you. Anyway, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, and I'm going to keep the content consistent and coming. Alliteration. Goodbye.